yeah, we about to kill this bitch outside of the hospital that I'm in with all of those people over here trying to attack me. Right? They have people all in there. I'm talking about people who were staring me down, looking at me nasty. When I was on the other side, there was a woman walking back and forth, stopping, crying, staring at me. There was another girl in the room. She kept taking her clothes off in front of me, looking at me aggressively. She had a dude that was teamed up with her inside. Like, they had people in all parts of this fucking hospital. Nobody wanted to step in and help me with this situation. A bunch of people with New York license plates, Pennsylvania license plates, and New Jersey license plates coming after me. Getting myself out of Queens by having to like jump back and forth between different trains, getting on the train, jumping out before the doors closed, all different, because they had people on the trains, all types of stuff, and they all had these black duffel bags. Not everybody, but the majority of the men, they had these black duffel bags that they were carrying. And when I was inside Queens, they had men coming up to me, counting money at me, laughing, letting me know that when they catch me, they already in line to pay, like they were going to sell me into prostitution. I'm talking about my ex that I lived with in Brooklyn. I had an instance when I was downtown near 42nd Street, and I was inside of this like mall type of place. And you had people walking in saying, well, they're telling us if we got to walk side by side. Like, they're walking in front of a glass, and people were walking by saying, well, they said if you don't come out, they're going to come in. They basically let me know any building that I went inside of that they would shoot it up. And if it would be my fault if anybody got killed because I should have stayed outside and chose to freeze. They were going around saying that there is, it's the sixth God and there could only be one, all types of stuff. Different dudes were coming around me, having influences of like the Ace of Spades bottles. So it has something to do with like the industry or something. And my ex is connected to the industry. And he was one of the bodyguards for one of the rappers out there. So he's connected anyway. It's not far-fetched. And then he would have access to the people who would do these resources. They have drones of white people with their kids trying to like pawn their kids off on me. They were making their kids walk around me like with their hands by them, switching their butt, pulling their skirts up to expose their bodies to me. Women were coming around me, bending over in my face, trying to throw themselves at me. Different people were trying to like sell their kids to me because there was a rumor that went around that I was a pedophile and that I was rich and I had money. And then there was another rumor, somebody said that it was just that somebody put a bounty on my head. Whatever the thing was, people were trying to either sell their kids to me, was trying to record me like I'm a pedophile or like I was doing something. Like they had little white girls, like teenagers, that would walk in front of me and then start fanning something behind their back. And you would look at what they're fanning at, and it's a camera in their pocket. They try to make it look like you're looking at their butts. I'm talking about there was people in regular cars. Some of these motherfuckers had G-Wagons. Some of them had cyber trucks, all types of stuff. People with money. This looked like that R. Kelly documentary when all of these fucking people, like these white families, like they're literally, like when they said that they have these parties and they sell their kids out, like it was these fucking people. I'm guessing the wrong person found out that I was talented. My ex knew that I was talented. I recorded a song with him and his boy before I fucking left. I don't know what the hell happened. I ended up getting out of Queens, running back to New York. I'm like, I have to go back into my house. I'm gonna figure out what to do. I don't know where to go hide. I don't know how do I help myself? I need to just get home and figure out how to move, how to do what I need to do to survive this. When I get back here, I get into Harlem. I get to 125th Street on the 2 train and I say to myself, I cannot go home. I have to figure out how to get to New Jersey because I think New Jersey's police department would step in. Even if New York, because if anybody who lives in New York, they know. The police out here are mad relaxed. People, even when weed was illegal, people will be walking past the cops smoking weed. They're not on you unless you're doing something fucking super crazy. Then they or they want to be an asshole to you, or you're somebody they don't like. If that's not the case, they literally leave people alone. They do all types of shit, right? New Jersey is mad strict. You can't even drive 2 miles over the speed limit and they will step in. So I'm like, I can't go home. Let me go get myself to New Jersey. So I run from I get off the 2 line. I'm like, let me try to go back down, but let me use the B and the D line or the AC line on 125th Street. When I get into the train station, I walk downstairs and this guy I had met 2 years ago, we wasn't the best of friends, but we was associates. We hung out a few times. I had been to his house. It's like if we seen each other, we would chop it up like, hey, how you been? Stuff like that. He's waiting downstairs. When I get to him, the guy who ended up raping me on camera, I get down into the train he's standing there already, and he's looking at me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, what's your name? And he's like opening his eyes really big like this, like, you see all these people around us? Be quiet, right? What's your name? Oh, you want to come back to my house with me for a little bit? Like talking like that, right? I'm like, okay, cool. We know each other. You understand? So if you're acting like you don't know me and you're trying to get me to come to your home with you, okay, I'm thinking you're trying to help me. Get out of the train station. I'm like, how you been? It's been a long time. I said, he like, yeah, I know. I'm like, you have a car? He like, yeah, I have a car. We're just going to go in my house. We're going to lay low for a little bit. And then we're going to leave in a little while. When I get inside of his house, I sit down on his bed, and he's like, you okay? He was like, you must be going through a lot. You can take your shoes off for a little bit. Let me help your feet. He starts massaging my feet. And then he takes my feet and starts pressing it into his genitals. I'm looking, I pull my feet back from him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like asking me weird questions, but he's no longer talking normal. Then he starts talking like, do you like drug dealers? You like dealing with men who sell drugs? Is that your type of thing? Like, he's talking really loud. Then I pick up on the fact, okay, we're not alone. You obviously have people inside of this house. I say to him, no, I don't like that. I'm not into nothing like that. That's not my type of thing. I'm like, if that's who you are, I'm not going to judge you. You understand? Like, that's your thing. I guess when I didn't allude to being a bad person, like they were trying to paint the picture of me being, he got angry at me and he stood up. He was like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. You're going to take your fucking clothes off and you're going to do exactly what I say. Forced my clothes off of me, and then he forced himself on me, and he pulled his camera out and he started recording me. And then he would stop. He would get up. He would go into the back of the house. And then he would come back to me with like bruises on his hands as if he was getting beat up and forced and on me. Go, all right, now they said you got to do this part. And then he would force me to do that part, recording it. He would go back in the room, I guess, showed him, and then he would do the next part of the video. He would come back and do the next part of the video. And every time he would come to me, his hands were even more bloody, or a part of him was like all red, like somebody was roughing him up in the back and forcing him on me. There were some parts when he had the camera, and then there was other parts when another person I couldn't see would come from the side of the door with like a camera and force it. And he let me know that they had a gun and that I couldn't run. He was done raping me. He told me to lay down and to stay there, and they're going to figure out what they're going to do with me. And at this time, I had been running for days. So I fell asleep out of the exhaustion. I just disassociated the whole time he was raping me. I was just praying to God that he finds a way to save my life. And then they woke me up a couple hours later, and then he said to me, we're gonna let you go. And I thought to myself, they're gonna let me go because there was too many witnesses that saw him take me from the train station. He wouldn't have been able to hide it. And they thought I had money, so I think that they just wanted the tape in order to blackmail me with it. When I left him, he took me into a corner store and bought me a food. When I was in the back of the store, it felt like somebody jabbed me again or this. I don't know what they were sticking me with. But eventually I went to the doctors and got checked for. I lied to them and told them that I stepped on a needle, when in reality, people were sticking me with needles and they said they didn't find anything. People running around sticking me with needles. Gave me a sandwich, and the guy opened it and looked at me, but you can tell he was being like passive aggressive and intimidating me with it, like they did something to the sandwich. So when I left out of the store, the dude who took me in there, he wrote his number on a receipt. And then he came to me, he gave it to me. He said, make sure you call this number. And then he pulled a remote control out of his pocket and said, remember, I'm in control. I looked at him, backed away from him, and I took off running after throwing that sandwich in the garbage. I got on the train, and I was trying to make my way to New Jersey because I said, I gotta get help for real, because I don't know if they have him kidnapped inside of the house. I don't know what was going on. Was he the bad guy? Were you playing both sides? What is going on? I didn't know what was going on. I needed to get help, and I felt like New York wasn't going to help me. So I tried to get myself to New Jersey. This is me getting myself to New Jersey. I guess they released the video of me. Either they released the video or somebody told people about this thing, but it just went crazy. It went from just these dudes, it's like these hood dudes, the black and the Spanish men and the group of white people. It went from just them to, like, you remember